Is Hickman on this team, or is he practice squad?
I think he's gone. I think he's
gone completely.
No, practice squad.
Yeah, okay.
I actually think he makes a squad over D'Anthony Bell.
Oh,
wow.
I think
Bell was such a good special teams guy.
I think that's why
I think
Bell,
that'll be the difference.
I think that's why Bell makes it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's see, Diabate.
Yeah,
he's on.
Well, Kanasik's hurt now.
Yeah.
He's on.
So
it's a numbers game.
And the truth
They
is
almost
that
have to keep him.
We don't know really what the status is of Walker and Taki. They haven't played.
Stefanski said he thinks they'll be ready by week 1.
But we don't know that for sure. So I think that's a position, unlike a lot of other positions. The Browns are, as G says, they're in a position where they finally have a bunch of position groups where there's good depth. Linebacker is a position where
that's my biggest concern.
Trying to find stuff.
It is my biggest question mark.
So I think he's shown enough.
Oh no, he's
that
on
I'm going to keep him.
He's on the roster.
I think so. He flashed to me when I watched him in the preseason. He was around the ball. His movement was fine.
With Watkins and with Hickman, it's like they're nice, but I got plenty of good wide receivers. I got plenty of good safeties. I can live without those guys. And linebacker, I don't know what I have. So I might look at some potential upside with him, and I think he's going to make the team.
Is Togiai going to the practice squad?
I wouldn't even keep him there.
You wouldn't keep him?
No. He has shown zero.
I'm with Bull. I think he probably will go to the practice squad.
Right.
He's a nose tackle with no size.
And that's kind of a problem.
You can't, if you're going to be a mauler and you're in there like at 295, that ain't it. That ain't, he off the squad.
We mentioned this briefly, but you guys were not here. I am a little concerned. I'm very concerned about the Browns' running back depth.
I am too.
Because I don't trust anybody back there.
I don't either. I mean,
if Nick Chubb gets hurt, what are you doing?
I know. I agree.
I mean, they just traded for Pierre Strong, who was drafted ahead of Jerome Ford last year, 4th-round pick. He had 10 carries for New England, did a nice job.
What was his story in New England? Why did Bill give up on him?
They have a bunch. They signed Zeke.
They signed
Zeke. I know, but did you see the pictures of Zeke?
Yeah, he looked terrible.
When they signed him, they have Ramondre Stevenson.
Ramondre Stevenson's really good, but Bill usually likes to use 3 guys, 4 guys.
He running back by committee.
Bill he had 10 carries for 100 yards as a rookie, which is impressive, but it's only 10 carries.
Hey, man, Bill, we gonna
NFL games, real games.
Yeah. We got to get Bill for wage suppression. This cat, Bill, you be splitting 6 carries between 5 different dudes.
I know. That's the way he does it.
It always makes me concerned when Bill Belichick's giving up on a guy.
Well, me too. It is a red flag.
Why is he moving on from him right now?
But, Bill has claimed guys that he thought he could, he had so much success with Randy Moss.
Yeah,
right.
But he has flamed out on some rather high picks or signings that he thought he could still get something out of, and he couldn't.
He is.
Didn't he sign Chad Johnson towards the end?
Yeah, but he is.
Antonio Brown.
Look at all the wide receivers he's drafted recently. They're all pretty bad. Most of the wide receivers he's drafted. But what were we just talking about before that?
Pierre Strong.
Oh, Pierre Strong. I'm looking, I don't know about him. Ford's banged up. Felton's shown us nothing.
Kareem Hunt's still out there, isn't he?
He is.
But
no one signed
that relationship is just.
Yeah, I heard.
Was that relationship bad?
I heard their relationship.
I didn't know that it was bad.
It went south, and
I don't think he'll be back.
No.
Gosh. I'm shocked that he's.
I mentioned
bold statement. It's September and he's not
by the
signed.
way, I mentioned it yesterday. I'll mention it again for you guys and for whoever wasn't listening. The Ravens just cut not the Ravens. Was he still in the Ravens?
The Colts.
What?
The Colts.
Oh, the Colts, right. Cut Kenyon Drake. Mm-hmm. This guy's been a pro. He was still pretty good last year. He averaged 4.5 yards a carry with significant carries last year. He's always been a good second, third back. He's a veteran, but he's not too old. Look at his career numbers.
Didn't they just go to the Colts for a backup that
Wilkins
can't hold on to the football? I mean, Wilkins didn't look very good.
No, but Wilkins has had 100 carries in his career. I mean, this guy's been around a long time. He's been a good player.
I wouldn't mind.
He can catch the ball. I'd be bringing him in.
You know what? So rate your biggest area of concern. For me, it's wide receiver, it's linebacker and running back.
Depth at running
Just
back.
depth at
running back. Obviously, with
if
Chubb.
Nick Chubb's healthy, we're fine.
But it is a position where you need depth.
Yeah.
You're not going to get by with just one guy.
Yes.
But
Tommy Togiai officially released, by the way.
Okay, there we go. Did you guys see this? I don't know whether it was in Cleveland.com or somewhere. They would talk to Deshaun Watson about what he thought the offense was going to be. They also talked to Nick Chubb. And Nick Chubb said that for the first time, he's not going to only be a first and second down back. That he'll be on the field 3 times.
Yeah, he's going to be on the field a ton.
I mean, maybe they just decide we're going to run Nick Chubb. Like
That's true,
We
but you
saved some of the trend with some of the other backs, and we did back by committee. Maybe they just.
I'd be fine with that. I'd be fine with that.
And in fairness, you know, I'll look at the Bengals, who have been a successful team. Joe Mixon is a good back, but not as good as Nick Chubb. They don't have any proven backups behind him this year. They're going with all young guys, so maybe that's
a lot of teams around the league.
Well, what does Pittsburgh have? I think Pittsburgh's in the same boat.
They have Jalen Warren as a backup. He's young, but he has
Unproven.
some promise. I don't think Najee. I think Najee Harris is way overrated.
What's the toughest call for Andrew Berry? Do you think? With cut downs.
I think it already happened with
Was
the
it
kicker.
Watkins?
No, the kicker. You
think that was the
And I thought Watkins was the second one.
I thought I was going to say Watkins, but I wasn't considering Cam York.
Yeah.
I bet you he really struggled over Cam York.
Sure.
I think offensive line depth as well. Like there's some hard decisions to make across the offensive line.
Ooh,
yeah.
Because I want to see if Nick Harris.
Could
How
Nick
many
Harris
are they
get
keeping?
cut?
Nick Harris is a question mark to me. As I was going through it, I'm like, ooh.
Well, you got your 5 starters. You got Draymond
they're
Jones and
keeping
Whippler are definitely here.
They are keeping 9?
I think. Because
Okay, so the
by moving on
backups-
from Michael Dunn, I think you're keeping 9.
So the backups are Whippler, Draymond Jones. You're going to keep Hudson.
Hudson is the backup, isn't he? To everybody.
Well, I would think if
Hudson-
Conklin got hurt, I would start Draymond Jones at right tackle.
Yeah, outside
Yeah, probably not.
Draymond's
DeJuan.
the defensive tackle for the Seahawks.
What'd I say?
Draymond.
Oh,
You keep saying Draymond.
It's
He went to
a-
St.
it's a-
Ignatius,
it-
Cleveland guy.
Same school. They both went to Ohio State.
Nick Harris, which I'm not convinced he's a guard. I think he's too small. I know
Yeah.
he's played there at spots.
right.
I don't. They have 2 guards on this roster, as far as I'm concerned. Right
Wow.
now.
So who's going to be the 4th backup offensive lineman besides
Did
Hudson,
they cut
Whippler,
Harris,
and
Hudson,
Jones?
Whippler, and DeJuan Jones.
Oh, you think Harris is going to make it?
I think he makes it.
Did they get rid of Forbes?
IR.
Okay, I forgot it. And Wheatley obviously could play because they traded him.
They traded
and
him.
Somebody
The
took him.
Patriots traded for 2 offensive linemen in the last couple of days.
So obviously,
I thought it would come down to Forbes or Dunn, and they got rid of both of them. So that tells me they're keeping 9, unless there's somebody I'm not thinking of.
Yeah.
I think they're keeping 9.
because
But you need depth at that position.
honestly,
Yeah.
I would keep because Poach he has a deal or whatever. I don't know if I'm going to give him another contract. I would keep Whippler over Nick Harris because, I mean, Whippler. They basically played DeJuan Jones and Whippler the whole preseason.
They got work.
and they graded out the tops at their position. So I keep Whippler.
Hey, we got some breaking news, actually.
All right.
According to Mary Kay Cabot, as of literally 30 seconds ago, we have some decisions that have been made. Among those who will not make the 53-man roster, you ready?
Yep.
Austin Watkins,
Okay.
Jalen Darden, Togiai, Felton, Isaiah Thomas, Michael Dunn, Diabate Hickman both make the 53.
Oh, wow.
There you
Okay,
go,
good.
Hickman.
At least the initial 53.
Sure.
Remember?
At least the initial 53, yes.
Yeah.
By
As
the way,
guys used to tell me,
wasn't Isaiah Thomas one of the guys that Earl and G were panicking about a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, he was part of that crew. Isaiah Thomas and Alex Wright got hurt out of here.
By keeping, I mean, you could keep Hickman and Bell, I guess, theoretically, by keeping 2 quarterbacks and 9 offensive linemen.
Right.
Maybe they're keeping all the
yeah,
safeties.
maybe that is. Well, what about tight end?
You
3.
could probably keep 3.
Yeah.
3. Maybe you keep all 5
Harrison
safeties.
Bryant can't get on the field. What is the deal with Harrison
He's
Bryant?
hurt. He's been hurt.
I know, but what is it? Like we don't hear much.
I don't hear.
It's like a mystery
Like, is it an
illness.
ankle or what is it? In a head? In the protocol?
And you don't think they'll move on from him?
I thought early on that they could trade him toward the end of camp, but
Right.
I think that was inaccurate. I think they'll
We
keep him.
haven't even with the Browns network. We have not heard anything.
No.
come out.
He's
on
the one
preseason.
guy that I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they kept him. I wouldn't be shocked if they cut him. He can't get on the field,
Yeah.
and we don't know why.
Christian Kirksey got cut yesterday. Do we want him back?
No.
No, he can't stay
Chase
healthy.
Winovich got cut today. Do we want him
No.
back?
No,
Hard no.
no.
There was another former Brown that got cut yesterday, a receiver.
Is
Oh,
Mac
Rashad
Wilson? Did Mac
Perryman.
Wilson make the Patriots? Is he still with New England? The linebacker that was drafted the year Taki.
Oh, Mac. Well, I didn't even realize he was on the Patriots. I haven't seen anything about
Yeah,
him.
I thought he was. Maybe that was the last team that I had him tracked down.
I think of the Mary Kay news there. Wow,
Hickman-
Saints are cutting starting slot corner Bradley Roby, former first-round pick from Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not that the Browns are going to do anything there, but that's pretty shocking.
He'll get picked up for sure.
I think the most interesting name of the ones that were cut is Demetric Felton.
Yeah. But
Not surprising, but just
Yeah,
interesting.
but
you
interesting
know.
name because we kept, we thought they liked him.
Yeah.
He was versatile. He could do a lot, but now.
he
So
didn't-
what?
He didn't flash enough.
So
for
think
me.
about running back right now. Felton gone. John Kelly's not going to be on this team.
Nope.
No.
You know, he'll be practice squad again. So I guess it's going to be Strong and
Ford.
And Ford, but
That's
is Ford
it.
ready to go?
I think they're going to bring in a fourth.
Is Ford ready to play? He's been hurt.
That's why I don't believe
know.
that they're confident.
I
with
think
just
they
having
gotta
Nick
bring in
Chubb
another
and Pierre
running
Strong
back.
as your two backs. They're
Well,
going to have
no,
four.
that definitely can't go to war with that. Just that.
No.
They're going to have four. And I think Kenyon Drake is a legitimate possibility. They need a veteran. You have two guys who have combined for 18 snaps. Outside of Nick Chubb, the other two have combined 18 carries in the NFL. That's it.
That's
18
not enough.
total between two.
Yeah, that's not enough.
Need someone else.
I'm concerned about linebacker and running back.
Um,
Last year it was wide receiver and defensive end.
Man.
Or
No,
just
it's
defensive.
D-tackle.
Yeah,
D-
wide
D-tackle,
receiver was
I'm sorry.
such a panic.
D-tackle.
Until I see it, I'm not convinced D-tackle is solved. Until I see
That's
it.
fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah.
There is a lot
Yeah.
going
Hey,
on there.
one name, that actually brings a good point. One name Mary Kay didn't mention was Jordan Elliott.
Yeah, I meant to ask you guys. I
Yeah.
had him on my list.
Are we assuming he's a lock?
I thought that he was going to make the team, but as I was really getting down to like 51, 52, 53, he was one of the guys that I had circled as maybe he's not on this team.
Is she confirming? She's not saying the whole 53, though, is she?
No, I think
No,
she's
that was just the
saying
first
guys that are through.
Yeah.
all depends on.
And Bull, I think you said it, and it's a good point, needs to be stressed. That does by no means
Right.
does that mean that's the final roster.
Right.
No.
Right.
Because there's going to be guys that are released by other teams that
Right.
catch the Browns' attention.
Yes.
And, all these guys that are 45 to 53, none of them are exhaling right
Right.
now.
No.
They
It's very
all
tentative.
know they could wear another helmet or no helmet on September 10th.
Yeah, and there's already been surprise guys cut. Like I said, Bradley Roby with the Saints. I can't remember how to pronounce his name, but the Broncos cut a tight end, Albert O. They call him Albert O. I don't know how he's got like his 15-letter last name. Who was like a pretty I think he was their starter or their second tight end.
I don't know
year.
him. I have no idea who you're talking about.
He
right now.
was, and so like he's a guy. Maybe the Browns go after him, right? Because the Browns don't like Harrison Bryant anymore, or whatever.
Right.
So yes, if you're the last guy that makes it in a position group, you're not locked in.
Not at all.
Couple other names. I clicked on Mary Kay's article.
Okay.
Tristan Hill was officially released.
Yep.
So that's another defensive tackle out of the mix, maybe paving a way for Jordan Elliott, excuse me. And who? And Aaron Donald, according to Earl, down the road if that was to come.
What did I miss?
He wants to trade for
He
Aaron
said Aaron
Donald.
Donald. Real quick,
hell's
we're going to
going on
skip.
back there?
We've kind of combined two of the topics into one, which is totally fine. But the Michael Dunn news, Jason, you mentioned it earlier. When it was first reported he was being released, it was kind of a head scratcher. He'd been filling in for Bitonio. He was widely kind of considered their first offensive lineman off the bench in the interior. Gets released, then it gets reported that maybe he could come back because he has 4 accrued seasons. Accrued seasons?
Accrued.
Accrued.
Accrued
Jeez,
seasons, excuse me. He wouldn't go to waivers, and it could be a wink-wink deal. We're going to cut you, give you some more money to
Do
come
they
back.
have that in place with him?
No.
Well, that Akron
Okay,
Jackson,
yeah.
a.k.a. Zach Jackson, Jason's colleague, said on the radio this morning, that is not the case.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't expect that it would be.
So are you surprised that Dunn
Yes.
didn't at least last past yesterday? Because that one definitely caught me off guard a little bit.
Jay,
before we
are
move
they
on.
sometimes doing guys favors by releasing them before cut day, thinking that there's a better chance they'll get picked up?
No, I think they really want him back on the practice
They
squad,
do?
but I don't think it's going to happen. I think he's
No,
going
he'd have to clear waivers,
Yeah,
right?
well, no, he doesn't go to waivers because he had 1 year in, I think it was Jacksonville's practice squad that
Yes.
counts.
Oh.
So he had 3 years here, and he had like 6 weeks on Jacksonville's practice squad. It wasn't even a
Oh,
full
okay.
year.
So I misread that.
That's what I was saying. So he has 4 accrued.
Accrued.
I don't know why. It's the hardest word in the English language. So he goes straight to free agency. He doesn't
Yes.
go to waivers.
He'll
Well,
go.
yeah, he's
going to
gone.
go else.
I think
if
he's
they,
gone.
If they have truly released it, I thought they would probably look to try and trade him. If they've truly released him already, then he'll be picked up by
Well, they
someone
probably
else.
did try to trade him.
Yeah.
It wasn't. And who's going to bite if they're?
Why do you think they cut him?
I don't know.
He did, as Mike said.
He has a history of back problems.
Yeah. Maybe they're just maybe they're confident that Whippler can play guard too.
Or I guess one of those guys can play guard. I thought Dunn would. I mean, he was on the field a lot for them last year as sort of the third tight end in a lot of those looks.
And he was playing.
He was playing
and
in the
as Mike said,
preseason.
first
Played a
team-
lot.
He was the
Played a
first
lot.
team guard.
Happy
He could-
birthday, you're gone.
Yeah, he can play center.
It doesn't make sense.
He can play center. He can play guard. He's versatile.
To me, this says they think highly of Whippler.
Well,
that's how
think.
I look at it.
I mean,
They got
Well,
guys.
Nick Harris and Whippler were drafted here. and Dunn wasn't.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that
So-
matters. That
and-
absolutely matters.
And if Nick Harris can play guard, okay, fine. He's not big, guys, at all.
No.
So I know he's played a little bit there in the past. I'll be surprised if he could really.
And
if there's an injury, to one of their guards.
Yeah. Remember, Wyatt Teller has a history of injuries.
Yeah.
He's missed games every year. Pretty
I
much.
ain't gonna lie, bro.
And he's not getting any younger.
I'm going right back to high school. If anybody get hurt, DeJuan Jones is playing. Play guard.
Can you imagine?
Listen, you gonna play guard, dog. You playing guard today. Like, I'm just saying. Like, if you, all he got to do is fire off the ball. He gonna have help from Poachich either way. And like, I'm looking around like, okay, well, you got a guy that can play all them. But I see what
Can you
said.
imagine him pulling and filling a hole?
Come on, man. Come on, man. He's tight end on goal line too. And I've taken it back. I would like to see Myles Garrett on goal line too. I remember I came out first statement. I said, no, Myles Garrett is not playing all. I would think about putting him out there.
Yeah.